Hey y'all, I'm Tammy, and this is Collard Valley Cooks. Today we're going to make two different sweet potato pie recipes. One is my granny's and one is mine. They're both delicious. We're going to get started. Now granny's has double the sugar, double the butter. All right? And I'm going to show you the ingredients we use. And that is, of course, we're going to both use a regular pie crust. We're going to both have eggs, butter. The amounts of butter are different. We both use vanilla. I use cinnamon and a little salt. Granny does not. We both use evaporated milk in different amounts. We both use sugar in different amounts. Granny's has double the sugar that mine does. Mine has 3/4 cups. Granny's has 1.5 cups. Granny's is buttery and super sweet and delicious. And mine is a little healthier because it's got half the sugar, half the butter, but I'm telling you, it's absolutely delicious as well. And they're just a little bit different. So if your granny made a sweet potato pie that didn't have any cinnamon or nothing in it, she probably made it a lot like Granny, all right? But I urge you to try both. All right, we're going to use my 8-cup measuring bowl. And I have put these potatoes, I baked them. Now let me tell you how I baked them in case you want to do them this way. If you want to bake your potatoes in the oven, you can. And most of you know how to do that. But I like to bake my potatoes in the air fryer. If you have an air fryer, it's great to use the air fryer. Bake your potatoes at 380 degrees for about 45 minutes, okay? And they're going to turn out just delicious. We're just going to peel these and get them in my bowl. And sometimes you get a hold of sweet potatoes that are nice and sweet, and then sometimes you don't. Now, if you want to be picky about it, since these are baked, if you want to cut off the darker pieces on the outside so that you got a really pretty orange filling, if you've got enough to do that, then by all means do it. And I'm going to do it because I got plenty of potato today. Now, if I had steamed these in a pot on the stovetop, everything, it would all just be bright orange like what you see there. But when you bake a potato, the peeling does turn it brown around the outside. And these are still warm. I like to do this while they're still warm so that when I add my butter to my pie, the potato actually melts the butter and I don't have to melt the butter separate. Now, my granny grew her sweet potatoes every year, and I'm going to be honest with you, Granny's sweet potatoes were not very sweet. And she used the same potato slips from her same potatoes every year, and so they were never sweet. And I'm going to tell you, over the years, to me, they were even less sweet. But now she loved them. And Granny, I'm not kidding, my granny lived to be 90, Granddaddy lived to be 93, and you would rarely go in their house, no kidding, that there wasn't a baked sweet potato or a sweet potato pie already made. I mean, they just really ate a lot of sweet potatoes. Now, you don't have to discard all that potato on the outside like I did. Of course, you don't have to do that, especially if you're making it home for your family. Who cares, you know, that the sweet potatoes aren't bright orange. But if you're going to make it for somebody and you want to bake your potatoes, I would peel the outside. So make sure you make enough of a potato. I'm going to show you guys how to make steamed potatoes on the stovetop really easy. They're always beautiful, and that's how I always do them when I make a sweet potato souffle. So get ready to watch. So what we're going to do is just steam these potatoes. I'm just going to cut them up in hunks. The quicker you are with it, the better off you are, because sweet potatoes start turning brown as soon as they're out in the open after you get their skins off. I'm just going to put the lid on these so you can see them. And the good thing about steaming potatoes is it keeps all the nutrients in and it makes them really pretty and orange. Turn this up to about a medium high. All right, our potatoes are good and done. Now, some of you might say, well, why not just microwave your sweet potatoes? You can do that. But if you have microwaved a sweet potato before versus doing one in the air fryer or stove, the consistency and the texture of the sweet potato is quite different. And I prefer to either steam them on the stovetop or bake them, not microwave them. All right, we've got about 8 potatoes in here that we've peeled, and we're going to mix them up right quick till they're nice and creamy. Uh-oh, I got one that had a bad brown place that I didn't get out. That's going to make a pie not as pretty. Do a good job mixing them up. All right, if your potatoes are still warm, it'll melt your butter. But if your potatoes have cooled down, then I would melt my butter in the microwave and add it to the recipe. Right now, my potatoes are warm enough that I think that we'll be able to add it to the bowl. That's about 2 cups right there. Oh yeah, 2 cups in both containers. Now I'm going to mix up one pie at a time, so I may have to melt the butter for one of them. And I think we'll do Granny's first because hers has the most butter in it. All right, you're going to use a stick of butter. I always add that to my potatoes and let it start melting. I think I'll slice it a little bit so it's easier to mix in there. Because it's not like these are really, really hot. So a stick of butter, which is a half cup of salted butter. Now, if you've got plain butter that's not salted, I would add a dash of salt to this because everything sweet is a little better with just a little bit of salt in it. Maybe a half teaspoon. Now we're going to add the sugar. Granny's has a cup and a half of sugar. There's a cup. Hers is super sweet. And half cup. Three eggs, large eggs. And that's what helps your pie set up and fluff up like a souffle or rise. This does not have flour in it. This is Eagle brand. It is not sweetened condensed milk. It is evaporated milk. And Granny's uses a half cup. All right, we're going to open this up. Half cup evaporated milk. We're going to go ahead and add the vanilla, and then we're finished with our ingredients for Granny's. A teaspoon of vanilla. I never measure my vanilla. I just put it in there. And that's it, y'all. That's all that's in Granny's. Super easy. And like I said, you can use a wire whisk to do this with, but if you're going to beat up sweet potatoes, really and truly, it's better to use a mixer. And that way they get good and blended, and it's more of a, better consistency. Now, if you've cooked your potatoes to death, you can use a whisk and it do pretty good. But I just get better results when I use a mixer. Granny didn't use a mixer, but Granny did. I will say this is a regular pet frozen pie crust. It is not a deep dish. And these are the kind of pie crust Granny always used. All right, this is going to make 2 sweet potato pies. If you want to make a large pie in a very large pie dish, then this recipe would fill up 1. But if you've got 2 frozen pie crusts, it's going to fill up 2. Now, if you're using a 9-inch pie crust, like this, you could probably make 2 out of it. All right, we're going to start mine. 2 cups of mashed sweet potato. My potato's not real warm, so I might just slide this into the microwave for 30 seconds and let this butter melt. While we're doing that, we can pour our evaporated milk. Mine calls for 3/4 cups of evaporated milk. I don't know if we'll have 3/4 left in this same can or not, but it's possible. Yep, we do. Now that should have warmed this up enough that this butter will melt when we mix it in. Oh yeah. We're going to add 3/4 cups of sugar. And y'all always want to put your sugar in before you put your eggs in, because you want to make sure that potato's not hot enough to scramble your eggs. So I always do those first, and then I put in my eggs. We got 3 eggs. We got a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of vanilla, and you might say, well, is yours good? Since yours has a lot less sugar and butter, yeah, it's really good. To me, it's the perfect blend. It's not too sweet, you know. Is Granny's good? Absolutely. They're both really good pies. So that's why I think you should try both of them. And this is 3/4 cup of milk. So mine has a little bit more milk. You're going to want to mix it up really well. Get that cinnamon in there good. And this is pretty much the same recipe that I use for my pumpkin pie. And I usually peel a pumpkin and cook a pumpkin and make a fresh pumpkin pie. And this is the same recipe that I use for it, except I do add some nutmeg. There it is. That's our filling for this pie. I typically use refrigerated pie crusts. Of course, you can make your own pie crust. But today I'm doing these like Mama did and like Granny did, and I'm using frozen pie crusts. I have an extra pie crust that I'm going to cut some leaves out of to lay on the top of these pies. And we're going to bake these pies at the same time as well. So I'm just going to flip this out right here, and we're going to cut out some leaves. I've got a little cookie cutter. And you can make your own leaves if you want to put on your pie. We'll use quite a few since we got the crust to do it. So you can just put a few on your pie when you bake it. Or if you've got lots of crust, you can make a design with it, like around the edge, and go all the way around the pie. Now, let's go ahead and get my filling in this one. This is a deep dish, frozen. It's going to take it a lot longer to bake because it's going to have to rise up in the middle. Most people don't bake their sweet potato pies long enough. I'll be honest with you, they really don't bake them long enough. They bake them per the directions, and they pull them out of the oven, and most of the time when I see pies, they're sitting on somebody's counter, and they actually have a consistency almost looking just like this. And so the pie's not baked all the way through. A sweet potato pie bakes around the edge for about 1.5 inches first, and then the middle part does not bake and until it takes it a long time. And you should see some little cracks in the middle of your pie, and it should rise in the middle just like it rises around the edges in order to be completely done. So today we're going to make sure and get these pies completely done, and I will tell you how long it took them. Now this one, it's going to take even longer. So the longer it's going to take to bake a pie, you need to pull your temperature down to 325 so that the outside edge of your pie does not get burned. Or you can use a pie shield. My shields are actually for 9-inch pies. I don't have a shield for these size pie crusts. So I will have to make my own out of foil. And you can go all out and put little lines in your leaves if you want to make them look more realistic. I'll put a link to the cookie cutters in there too for you guys. We got 32, so you should get around 30 if you use this size, all right? And we've still got more crust, and you can always just take your crust and roll it out again and cut out some more if you want to. I am going to put this pie in the back to bake because it is going to take it the longest. You just kind of have to bend it and let it fold a little bit to form a circle around the pie. And then you just cover like that. You have to be real careful or it'll come off when you transport it to the oven. The smaller the sections that you make, the easier it is to bend it and make it work. We are going to put these on the front, this deep one on the back. Careful. Just like that. Slide them in there. We'll see y'all when the front ones have cooked all the way across. Okay, I want y'all to see these pies and how they're looking. You can tell that that center is still sunken in the middle. And you're going to cook these until that center rises up just like the sides. And then the one in the back, you can see how it's looking. All right, y'all. I want y'all to look at these. They've been in there for right about an hour. Now we're cooking 3 pies at a time, but even at an hour, see how that center hasn't risen up in the middle on any of them. This one is the closest to being done, and then the one in the back has a much larger hole in the middle, so it's going to take it a lot longer because it's the deep dish. So there you have it. An hour in, we're still cooking. It's been about an hour and 10, 15 minutes, something like that. And you can tell by looking at these, come on over here close, that this one has raised up in the middle, and so has this one, but this one's just almost there. There's one. Here's the other one. And now I'm going to take the foil off of the one in the back. It's stuck to my pie a little. Looks pretty. That one's almost ready. It likes about 5 minutes. Now these have to cool all the way down for us to cut them. As soon as you take them out, they sink back down. But you really want that to fluff up all the way across. And like I said, I very rarely see these pies get completely done. Most people take them out too early. Okie dokie. Here they are. There's the 2 different ones. Granny's. Wow, it's so sweet and so good, but you can really taste the sweet potatoes because it doesn't have any spices. And mine's delicious too. It's different. It's a little creamier because it's got just a hint more cream and it's got some cinnamon in it. It's really delicious, y'all. They're both super good. I hope you give them a try. Let us know which sweet potato pie you like the best. I know many of you have made mine and some of you have made Granny's, but I want to know, have you made them both? And let us know which one you like if you've made both of them. Or if you like them both. I like them both. All right, we'll see you next time on Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like Granny and Tammy did. See you next time. Love ya.